without tags on my YouTube account. Hi, Studio Honest. Let's hear it for Jay in beautiful Stony Brook, Manhattan. Professor Baldwin here. Let's talk, as we say in the island. Jay, we just had this this idea about a product or a thing. It involves artificial intelligence. It involves maybe a new product soon to be released. I think it's in November or whatever. Google Goggles, right? Where you take, instead of pecking away on your smartphone, you have fashion eyewear that you wear on the street. You have a little feedback right here, somehow adjusted to your optic range. I can just imagine walking in the great streets of New York with hundreds of thousands of these things on people. What a disaster that'll be. Imagine all the people going to try and drive with these things on. But we have a concept which has grown out of kind of the style I teach. I want my students to understand theory and practice. Theory we talked about was psychological theory. So here's the what if for a new product. Don't steal it, Mom. It's who, what, why, when, how. Who? What is it? Us. We're the inventors. What? It is a product with our own glasses or Google glasses that fits a speaker into your ear, which I don't know, is the Google Goggles going to have a speaker in your ear? Okay. With a pair of glasses. But it'll be an app for this, for the launching. We're not into hardware. We're into making the software. Okay. But we're going to call it Virgil. Hear it here first. Little Caesar thinks it's a little freaky to have a dude in your pocket, or I don't know, we could have a chick version of it or whatever, or maybe a neuter one, maybe call it Tiresias or something like that. Your own tranny in there, like telling you what to do, something like that. We could break it up. Okay, so we have this avatar, Virgil, named after Dante's mentor through hell. This AI, artificial intelligence, should be programmed every morning or every other morning, or maybe you'll have a bunch of dials, and the dials correspond to maybe Freud. I'm still a big Freudian fan, so you tweak your id, ego, superego, right? Little dials. I hate my mother today. I love my mother today. Whatever it is, you feed this information into Virgil. Okay, then he's our life coach. We hit the streets. You go to your work in the morning, you tell your boss right away. Virgil says, now, today's the day, it's a Monday, it's a Tuesday, ask your boss for a raise. Okay? And so right in the middle, Virgil helps you coach you. Okay, you go to lunch, you call up your friend and say, wow, I don't know about the game this weekend, but maybe, I need some R&R time. Virgil says, yes, I concur, whatever. Virgil's coaching you the whole way. You hit a groovy bar later, and you see, and someone had the idea of like using the other side to actually point out, a camera pointing out for this, getting information from the world. You see a cute girl at the end of the bar. You say, Virgil, should I send her a drink, or should I just walk over there, or what should I do? Oh, just walk over. Sending her a drink is so 50s, it's gauche. So you walk over. And life is going your way, right? Because this AI critter, this avatar that we designed and made our millions on, is out there, right? And it's got intakes and output. How does that relate to what we talked about? Well, you weren't here the other day. Interface, interaction, archive, simulation. How would this work, Jay? This critter, Virgil.
Well, I think you have to have a pretty extensive database that Virgil could tap into. And
Google's a pretty big database.
Yeah, and
I heard.
You would have to have access to specific databases within Google that would take information related to maybe psychiatric testing or divination methods.
Yeah, like I said before that, oh man, this isn't that different from the I Ching or the Tarot. Yeah. Really. Because Virgil's not alive, like Siri's not alive. right? You might get so lonely in the middle of the night, Siri, talk to me. But it's like no one's that much of a loser, right? You don't do it that way. Well, okay. So Virgil is like, do you do I Ching or tarot or any of those divination things?
Sometimes.
I enjoyed the I Ching. You know, you could take it or leave it. But everyone knows the I Ching, right? But it's the Chinese divination with the coins, whatever. It's like 2,000 years old, right? 3,000, something like that. It's old as the hills, right? But sometimes it's shocked me because it's like spot on. And I go, shit, this thing's alive. You know, it's out there, but it's alive. Help us further with this product? Our Frankenstein. We could call it Frankenstein. Our thing.
Okay.
Who, what, why, when, how much. And then, studio audience, we're going to use this to segue into grant writing, a little bit of grant writing. And then I'm going to pop open my cost site, and we're going to look for money. Hopefully, we'll send you guys away after you look for it, and then write some blog about this, return on Tuesday with an idea, paragraphs of how we can formulate this for Kickstarter. And then this is a class on visual culture. How important is this on visual culture? Jay, what form would your Virgil take, first off?
Within the glasses, what would Virgil look like?
Dude or dudette? Your mother.
If it's, perhaps it could be conceived as an alter ego. So in that sense, probably be a male.
A dude.
Yeah.
A little dude there with your voice.
Kind of like a good friend.
Good friend. Tweaked in the morning. What's people jump right in. What are the switches and dials in the morning? You Psych 101 survivors. What would you?
An energy boost.
Something chemical like that. Yeah. Take your power. Take your Cliff Bar now. What? How did he know when I should take my Cliff Bar? What else? Tyrell, what?
I would put in things like fatigue level, interest in certain things, like interest in going out tonight, or wanting to see certain people, put in who you want to see, like a tag of people.
You say, my girlfriend wants to go out tonight, and I know I'm going to pick but I want that widescreen TV, so what am I going to do, Virgil, to say to my girlfriend who's sick and tired of just watching those Netflix films that I want a widescreen TV and I'm saving up for that? How is that for scenario?
So in that situation, you would put I need to find information on changing my girlfriend's mind or convincing people.
Virgil, tell me how I can relate to her, how I can save up for a widescreen TV.
Or if your girlfriend has her own version or whatever her version is, you can ask, you tap into my girlfriend's version to see what she wants as a gift. Like,
exactly. So now we get none of this is exciting until we get the connectivity. Give me a Facebook hit. Link this up, Virgil, up with Facebook. And then ultimately, don't make me forget, anyone who's down with game theory, we'll link it up with this idea of game theory. Not so much running avatars on campus when they play zombies versus humans, but I mean like game theory that's dead serious game theory. Should I be like what the character did in No Country for Old Men? It's like, here, flip the coin to decide you live or die. Catherine, Facebook, linkage. What's out there for Virgil? Ka-ching.
For Facebook? I don't know. I guess agendas, where people are on the weekends, what they're doing, where they're partying.
But remember, gang, this isn't so much like the logistics. It's not just Virgil's not on the surface. Like Tyrell, he's going deep.
All right, so check out a person's personality. What are they like? What are their interests? Where do they want to go this weekend?
Exactly. So Tyrell, secretly, your girlfriend somehow through Facebook realizes that you have an agenda of saving money for the next few months instead of spending it, and she tweaks her Virgil to have like an opposing sort of pattern. Remy, what's an idea behind that?
You're gonna have people are gonna start like having fights because of what Virgil says.
Exactly.
And they're gonna
Then
start
that's
listening-
when the fun starts.
They're
How
gonna
many?
start listening to Virgil instead of their own mind.
Well, we do anyway, right? And isn't this everyone's look? What did Nietzsche say? I love that Nietzsche quote. It said, "We would be better off as an animal if there were just one more superior animal above us." Right? Which is like, whoa, Nietzsche, another one, cool. This is great. What if? How many of your parents actually help out with your tuition? What if you gotta push that envelope? Mom, Dad, I need more spending money. What is? Get a job,
Yeah,
right?
that's what happened.
Is that the pat answer? Get a job. You say, but, I need a car to get a job. I need this to blah, 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 blah. Well, how would Virgil help out with this? Money and your parents. How would Virgil help out this way?
Try to convince your parents or actually get
Strategies. Either like Monster.com is in the glasses, like, look, Mom, I'm trying to get a job. I'm trying. Put them on, Mom. What's the strategy? What's
I feel like if your parents are actually connected to any type of social media, maybe Virgil could develop site profiles for everyone that's connected.
we could go deep with this, man. It could be a parlor game type thing, or we could, as Jay said, we could apply databases that scare the
counting cards for you.
Exactly. Go to Vegas with Virgil, and he's like, "Oh, blackjack. We'll sit at the blackjack table." It could scare the bejesus out of someone because of the amount of connectivity it has to, like a Google search or a shrink profile or whatever it is. How many of your dads are on Facebook? There you go. Was he the last member of your family to go on?
Yeah, I mean, he had to get it because of work.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like it's kind of required now, in a way.
It does work for marketing.
That and
and all
like
that.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn's the.
I finally got one. I get emails all the time telling me people are sending me messages on LinkedIn. I never had one. I don't understand how that was happening.
Did I just friend you on LinkedIn? What? Yeah. Okay. LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. Caesar, hit us with Virgil's like fun, but he truly is a guide. He's trying to guide us into a better job. You know.
I think from a marketing perspective, you could sell Virgil as your personal assistant in a way that somewhat that you have Siri is connected to you, but if you can sync that with your smartphone, you're always able to not only tap into the tweet from the morning, but continuous tweets during the day, in addition to keeping it posted as to what you're doing, what you've eaten, what time you're going to bed, where you're going on Friday, where you're going on
Everything apps do now. How many have the iPad or a Droid? No, and you have what do you like the Droid? What do you have, a Asus?
Huh?
The
No,
pad.
I
Do you have a
have-
Droid pad?
No, I have my phone.
Oh,
Basically the same thing,
but you filled it up with off the beaten path type apps or weather or
just like news apps.
the news apps coming down.
Sudoku.
Pseudo what?
Sudoku. That's the
Ah,
Lame.
cool, man. So let's hit it, and then segue into this. Jay, I'm looking at a bunch of people with wallets, right? And I say, okay, now take out your wallets. Well, I still feel from you guys, there's no silver bullet here.
Return on investment.
Return on investment. We offer this to Kickstarter. Fits in the glasses. We don't care. We could just do the app straight for when the Google goggles come out, or get a hold of my ex-Stony Brook student with a factory in China and say, here, reverse engineer this sucker. Let's see it in 2 weeks, right? Whatever. We could say, we could think we're making money on the hardware, but let's stay away from the hardware for a little bit. Okay, software. What would make this what would make this the Angry Birds?
Have to be really seamless. The interface has to be really smooth.
Yeah, really simple. It has to be. I have no idea how you could do it. Honestly, to put all that into like your glasses. It's so small.
My glasses.
Well, no, they're already making the glasses. This
Yeah.
is just like an app for.
Oh, right.
Google goggles, they're going to come out in a
Yeah.
few months.
Yeah.
So is this Leap device. And what they're looking to us, they actually start getting hold of me first. Like the Leap people came to my grant group on the East Coast to show the Leap thing. I've talked about the poking through the thing. Never say it's impossible, because it'll be right around the corner, and the people who didn't say it was impossible have a beautiful, gainfully employed life now.
Like anyone who donates a certain amount of money should like get the software.
Should get Virgil.
Yeah, just
Virgil shows up. A
You-
little package.
like
a little flash
pre-release,
drive at your
yeah.
door.
I mean, you could have it like even if they don't have the Google glasses, like it could be on your computer too, type of thing, or like on your smartphone. Like
And eventually
it doesn't. It can't talk to you unless you have the glasses, but like maybe you could still program it. And look at
And
your
it-
phone, it could be like, oh, do this.
Do this, and it approaches the semantic web. The semantic web is like the web that thinks for itself in AI and all of that. We've all heard that term out there. But you guys, I feel like you don't feel convinced. This is gimmicky. You don't like enter that swanky bar in your best Hugo Boss suit or dress and say, I'm going to break a heart tonight, man, and my little buddy's going to be there with me. Right?
But are you ready to deal with the controversy that's going to be behind it? Because Google's already dealing with the face recognition. And
They have one camera coming out this way, right?
They do.
Yeah, let's just say we got a couple good lawyers on the gig.
It seems a little unnatural. There's something unnatural about it. I think it would be useful. Maybe I would even use it. But if you're going to try and pick up a guy,
I mean,
or a
guys,
girl,
when
I think a
when
lot
did
of-
Siri come out?
Think of
This
all
March?
the books they have out.
Right?
I'm like,
How many of you in this room have Siri? It's barely 4 months old, and like 50% of my class has it.
well,
I mean, but that's like scary.
I mean, anyone with an iPhone.
Anyone with an iPhone 4 or iPads.
No, iPhone 4S.
You can download it for the first
Oh, so you don't have it? You have
They
it?
can adapt it, yeah.
You don't have Siri. You have Siri, right?
No, I don't have the smartphone.
Yeah, I have a.
Into the phone. They have the information on that. You could do it.
Oh, you have Siri.
No. You
Oh.
you can have Siri for the iPhone 4 as well. You
Okay.
just have to have the phone.
Okay, so we're right around the corner, man. We're having this class in June. I bet this shit's gonna hit the fan like at least by December.
I feel
If
like
we're
Google
not
will be
there,
your biggest sponsor.
Google's gonna be there. We better shape this idea to even approach Google with it. I'm doing this to say, hoist the sails, see if there's wind, go. Or like we say, run it up the flagpole, see who salutes. That stuff. But Tyrell, come on, is Virgil? Jay said it's a little dorky. It's like having your Jiminy Cricket or your whatever right there with you. How do we enhance that dork factor or decrease it? Because sometimes dorkage sells.
We think it's so convenient and so necessary that people don't really want to live without it. Like when people first heard about saying that, oh, you can talk to somebody who does everything for you, it's super convenient, that's what I want.
You don't have to peck away at your little.
Right. So if you, like the whole Google Glasses concept is that you just look around and things happen. So if you make it as everything that you wanted answered and it's answered for you, then it's going to be the perfect seller.
Cool.
I feel like think about how many people buy self-help books. This is just a self-help book in your face.
But it's all uploaded as AI.
Yeah, like if you're like, I need motivation, but I'm not even motivated enough to go to the bookstore. Well, it's right here.
I'm okay. You're okay. All those books on codependence, all those books on like
those
your
books,
career,
like, sell
like
wildfire.
hotcakes. I mean, isn't this what Oprah's selling them, and everyone's like pushing these books.
It's the same thing. It's just more convenient.
So Virgil is the Google of self-help. He's a little dude who lives there. He's talking back to you. When would we just tell Virgil to shut up? Set the what? The mute button. And Virgil's wagging his arms like this. Don't do it. Don't talk to her. All right, let's give the audience a hand, audience. see you on Virgil.